This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today we toast an unidentified woman from somewhere in England. And like a lot of young singles, she was rather excited to go on an actual date. But she was also prepared for the emergency exit in case things got weird or uncomfortable. We all know that deal. And in this case, her emergency contact, it was her sister. And sure enough, her sister got what they call an emotional call from her saying, quote, please pick me up. Now, what made the call a little bit more upsetting was that it was a voice message. So the sister, fearing the worst, pulled up the earlier voicemails that her sister left to try to figure out exactly what was happening. And she got her explanation. In the voicemail, her sister said, and I quote, I accidentally clogged my date's toilet. So I took the poop out and put it in his cat's litter box. Then he asked if I pooped in the cat's litter box. I said no. But then he said his cat had been dead for a week.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. So it got a little awkward.
Oh.
She called her sister. Like, think about that, man. You plug the toilet. I can see the cat's litter box in the bathroom or whatever. But like the idea that you pulled your turd out of a toilet, put it in the cat's litter box so you can blame the cat.
I don't think that guy wants to go out with her anymore.
Hell no. Like, my cat's dead. You're going to blame the cat for your poop. Your poop clogged my toilet, and you touched your poop to put it... Yeah.
That's
no second
lot.
date.
That is.
That is a lot to go through. But let's drink. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichona.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steve at Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
No, of course I can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Lieutenant Harris. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola. All right, my friend, you understand how this here game is played?
Oh, I do.
All right, then you know you have your choice of one of three stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have bite me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
You know what the hell? Let's go interior decorating.
All right, here is your story. A Florida woman is facing charges after deputies say that she hid stuff inside of her vagina. The suspect, 35-year-old Jamie Westcott, she was allegedly snarling and yelling at staff and refusing to leave a Burger King bathroom because who does not love a good fast food toilet? Anyway, police were called. Westcott allowed deputies to search her, but she pulled away when they searched her groin area. And that's where they allegedly felt something very un-vagina-like. Deputies brought Westcott to jail where she reportedly removed things from her vagina. Westcott was then booked on suspicion of possessing drug paraphernalia, introducing contraband into a county detention facility, resisting an officer without violence, etc., etc. She was later released on bond after it was posted, but my question is, what was she hiding in her Jenny? Was it oxys, a gun, a crack pipe, or syringes?
Ooh. All right, Ted, I want to ask you for your help, brother. What you feeling? I'm thinking a gun, but I don't know.
Lieutenant Harris, come on now. If you listen to the show, something's hidden inside the, I forget what we're calling it, and she's getting into jail. I don't know that I believe it's a gun, but I want it to be a gun. I'm going to go gun every time.
Okay.
I wrote it out and showed it to Mike.
He literally held up
halfway during the story. I was like, gun. Please, God, be a gun.
All right, what do you guys think? What else? Were you thinking the same thing? Or
I think oxys are they're pretty hard to find, and they're too expensive for the type of people who buy drugs in Florida. So I'm going to go. All right, I'm going to go crack pipe.
Crack pipe.
I'm thinking a crack pipe, but you know what? Just for the hell of it, I want to be like Ted. Let it be a gun.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a Desert Eagle, like a big one.
All right, we're going to find out what she had there in her fanny pack. Was it oxys, gun, a crack pipe, or syringes next?
That was a tease.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is interior decorating on profile. This Florida woman, she faces charges after she refused to leave a Burger King bathroom. Well, she hid whatever she had in her front fanny pack. The question is, what did she hide up inside her? Oxys, a gun, a crack pipe, or syringes?
And Lieutenant Harris, that is the very question that we posed to you. You agree with Ted Smith? You went with a gun?
Oh, no.
Look, I'd love it to be a gun. I've had stories of guns in the vagina, but no, it was not, in fact.
I'm going to have to change up the strategy.
What change your strategy?
Yeah,
Miles,
right.
you went crack pipe.
I didn't go crack pipe.
Sorry, not a crack pipe either, no. Syringes. 7 of them.
Damn.
7 Look, I know putting a gun in your vagina is not safe either. I would just feel more comfortable with that than syringes. Just 7 syringes.
Okay. Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choice is Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
The Jimmies.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, remember that's Neil Horan.
Haran, I think.
Thurl, you know his middle name.
DeGrasse.
You know it.
James. All right, took me a second.
We'll throw James Corden in there. Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
Yes, sir. It's right there in the title. All these guys have teams of talented writers that help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Giant tortoises were long believed to be herbivores, but a new video shows them hunting and eating birds, proving once and for all that given the opportunity, vegans will eat meat.
The Ted Smith.
Jimmy Fallon.
That was me.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, vegans. I just they're like, can you believe this? Like, it only eats vegetables. Like, well, it's a giant tortoise that was a small bird. It ate it.
And my thing is like, how do you have not observed them doing this before? It does not mean they don't do that.
According to a new study, eating one hot dog takes 35 minutes off an individual's life. And in a tragic development, competitive eater Joey Chestnut has passed away in the year 1756 at the age of negative 227.
Fallon.
Yeah, I'll say Fallon.
Myers.
According to a new study, eating one hot dog takes 35 minutes off an individual's life. And in a tragic development, competitive eater Joey Chestnut has passed away in 1756 at the age of negative 227.
Say again, what if it's a little smoky? Cheddar Smokies. Netflix just announced the release date of 42 movies that are hitting the platform this year. Even the Hallmark Channel was like, maybe you should slow down a bit.
Fallon.
Ted Smith.
Fallon.
Netflix just announced the release dates of 42 movies that are hitting the platform by the end of this year. Even the Hallmark Channel was like, maybe you should just slow down a bit. You know,
A version was leaked online. After a version was leaked online, Sony released the official teaser trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. And it already has over 200 million views. People haven't been this excited about a kid who lives with his aunt since the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
The Ted Smith.
I hope it's you, Ted, but I'll go Fallon.
It was Jimmy.
after a version of the trailer leaked online, Sony released the official teaser trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, and it already has over 200 million views. Yep, the fans are going nuts. People haven't been this excited about a kid who lives with his aunt since the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
A teaser trailer.
I know. We would just show you the trailer. This is the teaser to the trailer in trailer form. It worked, though. My kid told me last night, Dad, there's a movie I want to see. I said, all right, what is it? He goes, the new Spider-Man movie. Before I could even say when, he goes, around Christmas time. So, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It came out
sense.
yesterday. He's already on it.
I can't like kids. I'm just like, I don't. Well, you know what? I shouldn't talk S. I watch practice. Following the approval of the Pfizer vaccines, excuse me, let me start that one again. Following the approval of the Pfizer vaccine, the company revealed it would start marketing the drug under the name. I don't know. There was no way to spell that one. Cometry?
Something like that. Yeah.
So now people will start referring to the Pfizer vaccine as the Pfizer vaccine.
They're 100% right.
Seth Meyers.
Yes.
Following the full approval of Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine, the company revealed it would start marketing the drug under the name Comirnaty. So now people will start referring to the Pfizer vaccine as the Pfizer vaccine.
Comirnaty. Naughty. I just heard him
Rolls
say
off
it.
the tongue.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some reason behind it. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Once you get the approval, you can give it a different name, right?
Thrill sent me this one. Yesterday we were talking a little bit about The Price is Right and how they pick people.
Come on down.
Come on down. Well, good news. The Price is Right live is going to be up at the Mount Baker Theater in Bellingham in November. So if you go to mountbakertheater.com, you can actually buy tickets starting Monday, August 30th.
Okay.
So I just want to get that out there.
Cool.
People know. Yeah, and it's cool, man. They'll bring in like Plinko, cliffhangers, like the big wheel, those kind of things. Basically, it's been going on forever. They give away tons of money and stuff, and you can actually like play along and be able to price.
So it's not like a televised thing. They're taking the show on the road, so to speak.
Correct.
Okay.
The Price is Right.
That is pretty cool. We should consider that. Like we were talking about it, blah blah blah. We should take our asses up there.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I don't think I've been in that theater.
Is it Drew Carey, or do they have somebody else just sitting in?
I don't believe it's Drew. I think Drew is only in the taping ones in L.A.
Got it. Okay, all right.
Right, because, like, Wheel of Fortune will go somewhere. Does Wheel of Fortune?
They do. They'll go to the city. But
and they tell you, like, hey, Seattle, we're coming to your neck of the woods or whatever. But The Price is Right live, and I believe, right, because it's The Price is Right live on stage. So I think it's like a version. But you could still play the games and win some prizes.
To me, it's like the traveling Broadway version.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I do appreciate the theater. Well, just last month we went to Price is Right live.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like,
come on down.
I think I had to be. I mean, this was probably only 10 years ago that I finally realized that, like, the Broadway version of shows is different from the one that comes to your city.
As far as the cast, typically.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like, Cats traveled, but Cats was famous for being on Broadway for years.
Yeah, it was up there forever.
Right, and then I was kind of like, how do they, what, do they get days off? And then I realized there's two companies, right?
Really?
You have, like, the traveling company and then the Broadway company.
I had absolutely no idea.
Well, some shows are, like, Hamilton legit traveled and said, hey, we'll bring all the big guns, right? But yeah, some
the tickets were $500.
Right.
Because of that.
Right, and like, I think the Book of Mormon was on Broadway, but again, I saw it in London, so, like.
Well.
I saw it at the Paramount.
Actually, it was that is one of the fancier things I've done.
I mean, you saw
you
Broadway
saw Trey
show
Parker
in
and Matt
London.
Stone. It is weird
London.
that as much as cool as it sounds, it's also like you went to London to watch American football.
Team America, F yeah! One of the classiest things I've ever done.
And in America, but again, that's what was so funny about it. Is like and Grant and I had a few ciders that day, and one an intermission that really helped the second half of that show.
Yeah.
But I was dying with all the Florida jokes and how great Orlando is. So during the intermission, the couple next to me, I just went, "You're British, correct?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You got to understand how crappy."
I was going to say
Orlando is. Some of the jokes were not landing. You could tell where the Americans were. There was like a dude in a Coug shirt. He was dying laughing. I'm like,
the whole concept.
They don't get it.
You know, if you weren't in the United States and you're not aware of the religion, you know what I mean? You don't really get half of the jokes.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know that Mormonism is huge outside of the United States, right? Yeah. It's real specific to here.
Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista, they're developing a buddy cop movie. Now, Bautista, a lot of people would know as Batista from the WWE forever, and I want to say he's a DC guy. Jason Momoa, you know, is Aquaman.
He's a Marvel guy. That is Drax from
He's from DC, nerd.
Oh, my bad. Jesus.
I thought I knew where you were going with that one, Ted.
I said this all the stuff. It's from DC, nerd.
Aquaman's DC, Ted.
Is he? I think also, like, I don't think I'm going to start dropping comic book knowledge on you.
That's why I thought you just breezed over, like, I think he's a DC guy, you know. He's in one of them old movies.
Because I saw your Lyco on it, and I was like, if he tells me he's from, like, Bellingham or something, I would be shocked. I'm almost positive he's from the DC metropolitan area. Is that better?
Let me ask my friend Google for you there, Ted.
That dude's a big dude, though.
Mm-hmm. Dave Bautista?
Oh, my God.
He is. I should use his first name. So I'll be honest with you. When I go in phases with wrestling off and on. When the last time I was into it, he was wrestling. I never liked him as a wrestler.
Sure.
But some of his movies I've seen, I really like. Did you guys ever see Stuber?
No, is it worth seeing?
Yes, okay. But I like stupid movies.
Right.
But it's basically like almost like a buddy cop movie in that. But anyhow, the other guy's like the nerdy guy, whatever. Right. He ends up getting him like shooting guns, this and that. So I liked him in that. So him and Jason Momoa, I'm like, that would be awesome.
He's actually a better actor than most people think. He, what was it? The new Blade Runner movie. He has kind of a bit part toward the beginning, and it's a pretty intense scene, and I'm looking at this guy, because he's got glasses on, he's kind of quote-unquote retired, and I'm like, God damn, that dude looks just like Dave Bautista. But just based on the nature of the scene, and it was a pretty serious kind of intense thing, at the end, I'm like, that was goddamn Dave Bautista.
Yeah, and
he can actually act pretty well, man.
And he's doing commercials now for, like, watching stuff online, and he's in the boat and stuff. He's out in nature.
And he's on a TV show with Jason Momoa now, too.
Oh, okay.
Which I have not seen the show. I just saw an ad for it, I guess, or seasons. It's called C, and I don't remember S-E-E. Not an insult. I don't know which streaming service it's on, but they pointed out that Batista is showing up this season, and I guess he's going to be a permanent character. I don't know. So I guess they're pretty tight in real life.
All right, so Mimosa was on... Mimosa. Sorry. Not thirsty at all. Momoa was on The Late Late Show. He said, quote, he literally texted me 4 days ago going, we need to do a buddy cop film. We love each other. Let's do it in Hawaii. And I said, let's do it. I have an idea. So it's off to the races now. Then this is my favorite part. It sells itself, bro. Dave loves wearing Speedos because he was a wrestler. I love wearing board shorts, and both of us with our shirts off. He'll be grumpy, and I'll be charming. Boom.
Nice. Boom. Right.
Yeah, and that, look, I'm sure if you put them together, that's a buddy cop. And most buddy cop movies aren't masterpieces.
No.
Right? They're like 90 minutes. There's probably 45 minutes of really good stuff. Like,
if you're a dude who does everything you want, gunshots, victims, and explosions, and a lot of cussing.
Yeah, right?
That sums it up. You name the cop buddy movie, like, that's what it is.
Which kind of makes me think, Miles, we quote that one. You don't see, there's a lot of good, funny cop movies that make you want to be cops, right? But I feel like gangster movies usually end bad because they're doing illegal stuff. And
the gangsters, yeah.
But there's not enough gangster comedies. But there is that one, I can't think, we quote it all the time. My mother hung me from a hook once.
Once. Oh, God, what was that movie? Everything was once.
Yeah.
Once.
So I don't know. Maybe that's a new thing. Instead of the buddy cop movie, has there ever been, buddy gangsters?
The buddy gangster movie.
Yeah.
There's got to be one or two out there, right?
Yeah, like hijinks ensue when these two get crazy together.
He's a hitman. He's a bank robber.
Right? He's the bag man.
Johnny Dangerously?
Johnny Dangerously, yes. I forgot how old that movie was till you just said that, Mike. I was like, that sounds really old.
1984, featuring Joe Piscopo.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's the first time he's had his name said on the radio in 25 years.
His PayPal probably just put 40 cents in there.
Joe Piscopo live.
I like the show and I admire your style, but the pay's so cheap I won't be back for a while.
Some good news. There's been a ton of updates on Bob Odenkirk, but he showed up on basically Paul F. Tompkins called him on an episode of the George Lucas talk show. It's a show where the guy acts like George Lucas. It's not. But either way, Bob answered the phone. They chatted for a minute. He actually sounded like him. And so, I mean, it's been about a month since he had a heart attack or whatever. So that's good to hear. At least we know he's alive, but it's good to hear him talking on the phone and stuff. And it's also weird too when people get sick. At first when he answers, his voice just sounds different. And everybody knows. If you ever talk to anybody that's been in the hospital or had a major issue, it's like, oh man, that's right, they were sick.
Yeah, you sound bad.
By the end of the phone call, he sounds like him. So that's good news. Let's see. What do you got? If you like Archer, good news. FXX, you have a 1 hour, 12-season premiere tonight of that. If you like All-Star Games, MLS All-Star Games going on tonight.
Is it tonight?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Pennsylvania woman who coughed on food in a grocery store will now enjoy a fun year in jail. Meanwhile, Connecticut residents realize that bears are stealing their Amazon packages and their mail. After $165,000 in damages, a man learns to never light candles in a storage unit. Freighter carrier tells a sailboat, get out of our way or you'll soon be hit. And a man who did a Nazi salute at a Michigan school meeting shockingly loses his job. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
Top story, we got a Connecticut where a woman has a porch pirate issue. It's not unheard of to have people have their Amazon packages stolen right off their front porches, but this woman is a little unusual. She'd gotten an alert on her phone saying that her Amazon package had arrived, but before she could even get to the door, she got another alert from her Ring camera indicating somebody was taking the package. She brought up the feed to find a black bear sauntering off with her package. She posted the video up online and later found it fairly unscathed in a pile of toilet paper that was delivered to a neighbor.
I guess it wasn't gotten out.
You mean Charmin?
Charmin, yeah, that's what the bear's wife with,
Leave
right?
that crap on this doorstep. Screw this man. But you know what? That tells me that bear was just going from door to door looking at packages.
Sure.
That means people are getting food delivered out there. It's like, cool, free snack.
I got to think like UPS and FedEx are like, hey, they steal our packages too, man.
Right.
It's not always your damn Amazon packages.
I think maybe that bear is just really late to stuff.
Why is that?
But nobody's hoarding toilet paper anymore.
Not fair.
Yeah, right. It's late to the party.
In other news,
We're still doing this?
the internet has another conundrum it's dealing with as a man posted a photo of his wife's dishwasher loading skills. The picture was simply labeled, quote, I married her before I ever saw her stack a dishwasher. I can't take this anymore. And it shows the washer absolutely loaded to its limits. Pots and pans draped over the top of other dishes underneath with random dishes shoved into available spaces. Some don't see any issue at all with the photo, with others lamenting that that it makes them physically ill to see the photo. Did you guys see this thing?
I did.
I did.
Miles, I feel like it would bother you more than anybody.
It would bother me. That's why I didn't look at it. I figured, hey, man, if you want to do the dishes, do the dishes. I'm not like, look, I've had guests over lately. They loaded the dishwasher every morning and ran it with nothing in it. And I was just like, I do this once a week.
Right.
It's like there's like 6 cups in here and just like 2 plates. Why did you guys run the dishwasher? Like it takes an hour and a half.
The problem is that you would look at this dishwasher and say, how is anything getting clean in there?
Oh,
It's
just
not.
packed.
It is. It is overstuffed.
It's
man.
getting wet.
That's right. It is just getting soaked. It's getting steamed, and
Okay.
ta-da, there it is. Strange story out of Virginia. Fire crews were dispatched to a local storage facility after a passerby noticed smoke billowing out of one of the units. They were able to put the flames out without displacing anybody nearby, but over $160,000 worth of damage was done. They later determined that the fire was accidental, being set off by an unattended candle that was inside one of the units too close to combustibles. However, the story does not detail who lit said candles, nor if any investigation is underway. So I have no idea how this happened. I think the door was closed. It's not like anybody was running from the scene. They said it was unattended, so I don't know why there's just a candle sitting there lit in somebody's storage
You
unit.
think he just forgot? Like lit the candles and then completely forgot about it?
Maybe it stinks in there. Maybe he's got like rodents making their way in there, so we need to make this place smell a little bit fresher. So hey, why not light a candle?
Right, you said no, they didn't see anybody coming out of there.
Right. I mean, it's
The only thing I can figure is somebody using drugs in there.
That is it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawkins out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. More Men's Room on the way with the Men's Room Happy Hour, man versus man, and we run the blooper reel. That's coming up next.
Yes, indeed. It is all true, but in the meantime, we'll be all about this bitch for 90 seconds. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.